know there's more in you, but you cannot see it. There's a remedy, and I've got the strategy. It's time to turn your dreams into a reality. And I'ma help you. Got the time to. And I'ma help you. Got the time to.
Welcome back to another episode of Push Talk Podcast. My name is Ose Sesay, and today I am bringing you an amazing guest who is all about giving a voice to the voiceless, Miss Detra Miller. Detra Miller is a woman on fire for Christ who, even as a little girl, her passion was to always speak up for those who could not speak for themselves. Detra is a firm believer in being who you needed when you were younger, which led her to start Giving It a Voice, a nonprofit whose mission is to empower others to not only discover their voice, but to use it to create change. So let's join Detra as we talk about how to use our voice.
Hi, welcome back again for another episode of Push Talk Podcast. My name is Ose Sesay, and I am your host and producer. We are so delighted to have you here today. And today's episode is going to help give you a voice in areas that you were silent, that you weren't speaking. And we have the amazing guest, Detra Miller of Give It a Voice. Her organization is about bringing voices to those who are broken, those who are lost in the community. And I'm just so excited to have you today, Detra. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you. This is a blessing to me.
It is, and I'm just excited to take away nuggets as well. Detra, you're awesome. You were at our Empower You Sis event. You spoke, you wrecked the house then, and I know you're going to wreck this podcast now. But before we get into the interview, for those who is your first time checking us out, make sure you subscribe. Follow us. We are on Apple Podcasts, Push Talk Podcast. We're here on YouTube as you're seeing us today. You don't want to miss out. This podcast is about pushing you to your purpose and business, career, and beyond. And that's my God-given purpose, and I want to help you find yours. So make sure you subscribe so we can continue to do that work that is what we're called to do and not what man or somebody else is telling us to do. So let's get right in, Detra. First, I know I read through your bio and talked about your organization, Give It a Voice, your nonprofit, which is powerful, doing great things here in Minneapolis and beyond. So I want you to share how your organization is giving a voice to those in the community, what you do, and just give us a little highlight of what you're doing there to change the world.
I would love to share. I think it's an honor. Thank you. First, I have to just kind of give a little bit of background because I really struggled with the name Giving It a Voice. When I said it, I'm like, what does that mean? How do I explain to people what does that mean? And people would ask me, give what a voice? But I'll just share that as I was growing up, I was really lost. I struggled a lot. There were things in me that I was really battling, and I struggled to know my identity, and therefore I struggled to use my voice. And when I did use my voice, it often was in rebellion. It was in anger. It was in all the ways that landed me in trouble and landed me being left out and really hindering myself. And it really took a long time to recognize that it wasn't that I didn't have anything to say, and it wasn't that I wasn't good, but I really needed to be healed. I really needed to have my eyes open to who I really was. And I just want to add this in there too. The enemy will do a really good job of sending a lot of things to affirm and reconfirm and reaffirm that you are not good, that you are a mess up, and that no one wants to hear what you have to say. And for me, it's important that you have at least one person in your life that mirrors the love of God to you and reminds you of who you are when you can't see. So giving it a voice is all about walking with people And when I say people, I'm talking about those who feel left out. I'm talking about those who feel rejected, those that feel it's too late, they've messed up too much, those that feel like they are not seen, those who literally feel like there's nothing good in them, that they would feel like it would be better off to just not be than to be.
Wow.
We are here to walk with you. We're here to minister to you. We're here to pray with you, teach you. We're also here to help uplift you. So we create space for people to be safe, to say what's going on inside of them without being judged, coming against that shame that we battle with, because shame will keep you silent. But then we're also here for the accountability, the learning and unlearning, the hard stuff, and then getting up and walking and learning how to use your voice the right way. Because you can be loud as you want to, but no one's hearing you. You can come in there with all of the, I'm tough, I'm this, I'm that, but all it is getting you left out. We want people to learn how to use their voice, use the gifts that are in them so that they are being effective, that they are being seen, they are being heard. This past summer, we did launch the Who Am I Project. That is something that was put on my heart by God. I'm going to be honest with you, it was bigger than me. I didn't understand it. You want me to do a youth program? I didn't understand it.
Wow.
But he gave me the vision. We started writing it out. And before you know it, the details came together. The Who Am I Project is about helping youth to understand, first and foremost, that they do have purpose, that they are leaders, and they're leaders right now. You don't have to wait to be a leader. You are a leader right now in your households, amongst your community, in your school systems, your football, basketball teams, your gymnastics teams. You are a leader right where you're at, even at your age. And you have something to say, and we want to hear it. We want to empower you to be heard. Because I'm going to be honest with you, parents, our kids are hearing things, and they're hearing them at young ages, and they're seeing things at a young age. And they are developing thoughts and behaviors based off of those things. And half of the time they are taking on things that are not true. As far as that they're not good, they're bad, there's no hope. And they're wearing them as if that's who they are, and that's what is planned for them, and that's not true. So we're helping to empower them to see that they're leaders. We also want them to have a responsibility and accountability to know who and what is their community, understand that it is their job to help take care of the community, understand why they are valuable to the community, because we need them just like they need us. Also that they know that they have something to give right now. So we did a homeless outreach where we got to walk out, feed the homeless, have conversation, and pray. We did a community cleanup. We had grown men saying, why are y'all out here cleaning up behind grown people? They should do that. And our response was, you know what, you're right. But we're going to start and lead by example right now. We didn't make the mess, but we're going to be a part of the cleanup. We're empowering them to see that you can do something right now, and grown people are seeing it. You are being a leader right now. They're seeing it. But we also want them to understand their gifts. Half the time we're acting out of things because we don't even know who we are. We don't know what we possess. So understanding what their gifts are, understanding how to use their gifts right now, understanding how they can start thinking about how to use them down the line. And your gifts will make room for you. So what are some job fields that you can go into? What are some businesses that you can create? So helping them to see that, but also mentorship. Again, making sure that they have somebody that is accountable, healthy.
Exactly, because accountability cannot be healthy sometimes.
And the good influence, but also understanding that somebody cares about you outside of your parents that you were born to. We want to see you do well, and we are committed to being with you until you say otherwise. So the mentorship piece, but also the family piece. We believe that family has to be a part of it. And the reason being is when they leave us, they're going back to their families. We need to be on one accord to be effective. So we created family nights. We had classes where we talked about love and communication styles and ways for families to start communicating love. Because sometimes we think if we just buy you something, that's love. So opening the doors for things that we can learn and grow from. I don't want to go on and on, but those are some of the things that we did with Who Am I Project. And I'll just share this. We did learn that it is effective,
Yeah.
but the kids will show up and they will do the work and the families want it. The other thing that I learned is that half the time they don't even know that there are things out there that they can do until you
Mm.
expose them to it.
Yes.
Putting them in new environments and new positions open their eyes to what they can possibly have and what it is that they can do if they have the opportunity. So
Yeah.
that was huge as well.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. You said so many great things. Accountability is key, and giving them healthy accountability, people who really care, because that's a big piece, and showing them love and helping them to understand you have a voice and use it, and not allowing them to look at their age that they can't make an impact. Because I work with youth as well in a small business program. And when you give them tools early on, like you said, it shapes, like, it doesn't matter maybe where they came from, but you're shaping now and opening their eyes to something completely new and different that can change the trajectory of where their life can go. So that's powerful what you're doing. I love it. I love that you're giving a voice. And that leads me to my next question, because you talked about dealing with issues within life that you experienced and that these youth experience. But I want to have you share about how you maintain your voice when you're going through life difficult circumstances, because a lot of listeners are in that place of trying to figure out, what is my purpose, what am I called to. Yes, I'm creating this wealth through business, and yes, I'm creating wealth through my career, and those are all part of who my DNA is, that God's given me to be. But I still feel lost, and I'm not using my voice in the way maybe that I need to, or there's still something there. How can you share, or they're going through life circumstances, so it's sometimes shutting down their voice? How can you talk? Can you talk about how to maintain that power and press forward in life as we're on this journey?
First, I want to say it's very important that we protect our minds, we protect our hearts, and we protect our gifts. And when I say that, I mean it's important what you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
It's important the company that you keep and the environments that you go into. And I'll use an example: Empower You Sis. I was so blessed being a part of that, because I got to see so many women that did not know each other before they entered this room unveil themselves,
Yes.
let the walls down, and
Mm-hmm.
really share what was in their hearts. But it was safe to do so. And in that space, now you get to receive.
Yeah.
Now, one of the listen, one of the enemy's biggest tricks is to get you to think that it's just you.
I'm telling you. Yes.
Get you to believe that you are the only one going through.
Yeah.
You need people that will be transparent and say, this is what I've been through and this is how I got over it. Now, that may not be your exact plan getting through, but you have something to start from. And
Yeah.
I'll also say this is where wisdom has to come in too. Because if you are struggling, using your voice does not mean that you have to always just be speaking. This
Mm.
is the time to sometimes be still,
Ooh, yeah.
listen,
Mm.
and learn. And
Powerful.
and can I just empower you that using your voice, you can write.
Mm.
I journal.
Love it. Love it.
I,
Yeah.
I, I speak, but I'm speaking through my journaling.
Mm.
I
Mm.
also, through my actions, what I do and not do speaks for who I am and where I'm at.
Yeah.
Learning to use your voice in different ways when you're struggling is important. But I'm telling you, the biggest thing is, what are you around? Who are you around? Allow yourself to step out of your comfort zone, try new things,
Yeah.
but also open your mouth. We have got to
Yeah.
stop only sharing our successes
Yeah.
and our victories and
Yeah.
not being transparent about what we go through.
That's it. That's it. That is powerful. And that's uh, part of what Push Talk Podcast is. It's a journey. It's a journey. And I love that what you said. Using your voice is not just speaking. Sometimes silence, is using your voice. And oh, that's I received that. So powerful, so powerful, and just so much wisdom. Now, and this time flies on this podcast,
No.
as it's only 15 minutes, just to motivate and encourage our listeners. So I want to just, while we're on the subject of youth, right? We're talking about youth. I want you, Detra, to go back in time. Like you said, when you were 18 years old, what would you say to yourself where you struggled with your voice? What would you say? How would you give yourself a voice now? What's some advice you would give that can help your 18-year-old self, for those younger listeners or for those adults who need to take that time of reflection and speak to their younger selves and say, I'm not going to hold myself guilty to what I did in the past. That shame, that those mistakes, I am living my best life, and I'm going to make sure where I am now, I'm forgiving that youth, I'm forgiving that person, I'm moving forward. What words would you say to your 18-year-old self to give yourself a voice? Please share.
One thing is, I would be very transparent with her. You are going to go through a season, if not more than one season, of darkness. There are going to be times where you cannot see. And it's going to be very important for you to be able to still just close your eyes and take steps. It's going to be important for you to envision that if you continue to take steps, eventually you're going to come out into the light. I also want to share with my younger self, and this is so good for me. Even right now.
Yeah, we have a little therapy session right here on the
Come
podcast.
on. But I want her to understand that you are unique. You are different. And that's okay. You are anointed. Your voice holds power. Every time that fear sets in, every time something around you mirrors that you are not good or you are not worthy of being heard, I want you to fight back by opening your mouth and learning how to say, I am good. I am worthy.
Yeah.
I also want you to know that you need to hold on and don't let go. Seasons change.
Powerful. Yep.
Seasons change. So no matter what you are going through, the season will change. So continue to hold on to that little root of hope. Continue to allow yourself to see that little sliver of light. And don't you dare let go. I promise you that you have a Father in heaven who loves you, who's covering you even when you can't see it or feel it. I promise you that there's going to be a day when you look in that mirror and you're going to say, I know who I am and I know why I am here. I guarantee you that all of a sudden the words, he knew you before you were in your mother's womb, and that you are beautifully and wonderfully made with so much purpose and intent. He was delicate in creating you because everything that he created, he just said a word, but he breathed life on you. That means you have the breath and the life of God in you.
Yeah.
And there is no way that is a mistake.
That's right.
Keep that and hold it close.
Yes. Oh, powerful. I hope you guys heard that, to your 18-year-old selves that were listening, or just where you're struggling and feel like I'm trapped for things that happened in my past and that I haven't been able to shake it off. You are beautifully, wonderfully made. You are made perfect in the image of God, and use your voice. Use your voice. And I love what you suggested. Journal, find that way to be able to speak. And it doesn't have to be, verbally, but let it out. And that's where we need to do, especially as those on the journey to purpose. So this is powerful, Detra, and it's already at time. And I'm just like, I have so much more, but I want to showcase where can people connect with you to give to giving it a voice. I know I have your social media there on the screen. I want to move this ticker thing here so that it just stays firm and doesn't move. So I'm going to move it from scrolling across the bottom here so they can see it. This is your social media. But tell us more ways we can connect with you. You do speaking engagements as you did at our Empower You Sis. So where could they find you? How could they reach out if they're like, we want her to come and give us a voice where we are? Share before we close out.
So again, we are on social media, Instagram and Facebook, giving it a voice. Just like that, giving it a voice. We also have a website, givingitavoice.org. There is a contact us section where if you put your information in there, we immediately get an email. We also have an email, givingitavoice@gmail.com. And yes, funding. I haven't gotten comfortable just asking, but funding is important because the work is necessary and we need more people to do the work. And we want to impact as many as we can. This wasn't just something that we started and we're done. We want to continue to work with youth year round. So we need a building. We need to continue to get more resources. We want more mentors assigned. So funding is important. We do have our Cash App and our PayPal on the website. I don't have it by heart, but we do have it on the website, and we do take donations that way as well. And I know we're out of time, but I do want to say thank you again for creating this space and allowing yourself to be used in this space because it does matter. It does.
Thank you so much. And it's National Women Small Business Month. So I love bringing women like you on to share your business and your story and just to talk about things that we need to continue to do also as women using our voice. So thank you.
Let's say, can I share one thing really quick? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just really quickly, I forgot to say, as far as speaking engagements, I love to talk about anything regarding healing, self-love, forgiveness, but also life after divorce. I am 5 years from divorce, and it is a journey. And so I love to work with women in that as well.
Oh, love it. You're giving a voice in so many areas. So, ladies, for those small businesses happy National Women Small Business Month.
Yes.
Let's continue to use our voice in the work we do through our business, as we learned today from our girl, Detra. And thank you again, Detra, for blessing us with your presence and helping us to know how to take back and use our voice in the present. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you to all the listeners and the viewers. So make sure you share, come back, follow us. We're excited to bring you another episode that will help push you to your purpose in business, career, and beyond. Thank you again. My name is Ose Sesay, and this is Push Talks Podcast.